the psyops are with themselves. Why do they do this? It's beyond my comprehension. They don't have to do this. The people want to know the truth. The young kids want to know the truth. Give them the truth.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. The whole thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like another thing, it's rotating.
Children of the Aerial School, Zimbabwe, witnessed a craft that landed with beings near their playgrounds on the 16th of September 1994. They were interviewed by John Mack, head of the psychiatry department of Harvard. He concluded all children were telling the truth.
Noise.
What noise?
The noise that we heard in the air.
You heard a noise in the
Yes.
air? What was it like? Like a roar or a buzz or a hum or what kind of a noise?
It was like someone was blowing a flute. It was scary myself.
It was scary because you saw something yourself?
Yes. I saw a little object hovering. It was quite big actually, and then there was little ones all around it. We saw something silver, and then we quickly ran to the logs, and we saw a silver thing, and we saw a man standing next to it.
What did it feel like when he was looking at you?
I felt scared.
It felt scared? What was scary about it?
Well, I felt scared because I've never seen such a person like that before.
Did you see the eyes? What did they look like?
They were going like that.
Where was the pointy part? Was the pointy part in here or was the pointy part out there? Up there.
The absurdity of believing we are all alone in not just our universe, but the entire universe is embarrassing. Thankfully, not everyone is programmed to think this way. Unfortunately, due to disinformation and even the complete rubbish that's put out by certain individuals on social media to get views can have an effect. Only when you really look into this, you find an enormous amount of solid information that backs up the facts and uncovers a deeper side. Our past, our future, genetics, other dimensions, black projects, all withheld information, apart from a few whistleblowers who get targeted. In this video, we are going to look at a type of communication which are known as crop circles. And exploring two crop circles I personally attended. Crop circles are patterns formed on fields where there are raised crops, wheat, barley, oilseed rape, etc. They are said to form in the early hours of the morning, usually over fields with chalk under the soil. Normally extremely large and detailed with types of glyphs, and sometimes cover two fields jointly. Some, unfortunately, are man-made. A prime example of this is the pattern of a car, which was made for a Mitsubishi advert. This was not formed in the early hours of the morning, but took over 2 days to produce in broad daylight. Here we have the complete opposite. This has been called the Julia set. 151 circles made up this fractal pattern, which appeared opposite Stonehenge on the 7th of July 1996. It appeared within 45 minutes. This time was known because a private flight with passengers on board flew over the field which contained no pattern and returned on the same route 45 minutes later to find this. The earliest written record of this phenomenon goes back to a 1678 pamphlet in entitled The Mowing Devil. They are often fractal and contain complex mathematics, as in this one, formed around the 1st of June 2008. This indicated the value of pi. Whilst others push us to search the cosmos for answers, as this pattern, known as the West Stirwell Galaxy from 1994, was found to be a star map in 1998, which came into alignment between the 6th and 7th of April 2000. We also find somatics, which is where sound frequencies produce certain patterns, as in at Pict Hill, found on the 13th of August 2000, made from 44 intersecting arcs forming this design. What we are dealing with unanimously is a form of intelligence. There is one piece of original footage scientifically examined of orbs filmed creating a crop circle in real time, known as the Milk Hill UFO footage, 26th of July 1990. You'll find this footage in my ETI Connection to Ancient Egypt video. I'll put a link below. This is a crop circle I personally attended. It was discovered by other parties 3 days prior to myself arriving to this site. At the time, the pattern was fresh and possibly a day old. When I arrived on the 3rd day, the crop had started to stand back up. The overall size of this is approximated to be around 75 metres. The circles appear to be created from the centre outwards, like a spun vortex. At the centres, we find that the crop appears to be woven together, with each stalk playing its own part. I also found what's commonly known as bent nodes. This is where plants are exposed to a certain amount of light, which they follow even when being moved down at angles. This is scientifically known as phototropism. I also found this great example around the edges of the circles, where the right-angled crop meets the unaffected straight crop. There is also magnetic interference found in some crop circles. However, I didn't find any in this one. When dealing with crop circles, we need to be aware of the man-made ones compared to the genuine ones. Some of the key factors with the man-made circles are broken and damaged crops, boot marks and holes in the ground to mark out the centres, This does not occur in the genuine ones. Whilst exploring the second crop circle, which again was discovered around 3 days prior, we find the same signs within the pattern. There were, however, other people who had previously attended the site before me, as there was a path which had been made through the field to access the main circle. Again, there is the layered pattern in the crop, which is starting to grow back up, and we still find the signs of phototropism. The size is again similar to the previous circle, approximated to be in the region of 75 meters across. And again, in each circle I found the same type of swirled vortex effect, where the layered interwoven crop was starting to stand back up. I also looked very carefully and could not find any traces of holes or picks in the centres.